For the last 25 years, the world's leaders have come together to try to tackle the climate crisis. Yet here we are, a quarter of a century later, and our emissions have never been higher. So what's going on? It's actually pretty simple. Just take a look at what happened at the United Nations climate talks in Spain. The youth were there trying to keep adults honest. Scientists were ringing the alarm bell, and delegates stayed for long hours of negotiations. But maybe a reason the meeting failed was because of what oil and gas companies were doing behind the scenes. They spent millions of dollars to actually sponsor the climate talks. You heard that right. Oil and gas companies sponsored COP25 to solve the very problem they are creating. That's not just a massive conflict of interest. Environmentalists say they were seeking to influence the climate talks with that money. Spanish energy giants Endesa and Iberdrola each paid 2 million euros to be diamond sponsors. This bought them branding and exhibition space at the event. They even host networking meetings. One industry group held 74 events during COP25 and sent more people to attend than the entire EU. Endesa is one of Spain's largest greenhouse gas emitters. It produced the equivalent of over 60 million metric tons of CO2 in 2018. Iberdrola produced 24.6 million metric tons. Together, that's the same emissions as 18 million cars. Both lobbied for Spain's infamous solar tax, which made it harder for families to generate their own electricity. Since the 90s, thousands of fossil fuel industry lobbyists have had unfettered access to climate change talks. Companies like Shell, Chevron, BP, and even OPEC have held events and splashed their logo across UN brochures. The UN Climate Change Secretary argued that we can't make this transformation without oil and gas in the room. But that logic is dangerously flawed. In the past, fossil fuel lobbying groups have used UN talks to tone down the proven link between man-made emissions and warming. Today, much of the fossil fuel industry has toned down its climate denial, but pushes for weak, ineffective solutions. Because at the end of the day, these companies care more about their bottom line. It's like having the person who gave you cancer in the room consulting with the doctor about your treatment plan. Those causing the climate crisis need to be kept far away from the political process meant to solve it. Activists around the world are already preparing to kick polluters out of COP26. The companies destroying our planet should get their dirty hands out of our climate negotiations.